OMG, this morning. It is like 8 a.m. on Wednesday, November 18th, and already this day has been insane. And not, work-related insanity, but just getting to work-related insanity. For those of you who don't know, I take the train, I take public transport. I would love to say it's because I am environmentally conscious and am concerned about my carbon footprint, which of course I am, but I also live in Southern California, so that's not really a good enough, that wouldn't be enough of an incentive to make me be public transit dependent when I live in an area that is terrible with public transit. But I have this neurological condition that makes it very problematic for me to drive. So I had to give up my car and start doing public transit about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. It's just a fact of my life. And so I have interesting public transit experiences, which like everybody who takes the bus has that person, and they're like, there's this creepy guy and he was weird. We were all like, Or there's that guy who was walking down the train who was hitting on every single girl who walked past him. Just those stories. But today's story, oh my god. So the train was headed from east to west, from where I live to the coast, so I could take the coaster down, right? But there is a car accident on the tracks, so we stopped, and then we stayed stopped for a very prolonged period of time because apparently the car accident had just happened, and there were like 3 cars involved, and like fire trucks came, and ambulance, and the police, and the announcer came on the station over the whatever it is, the overhead system on the train, and was all, sorry to say this, but we are headed back east, so you can either get out at the next stop and wait for a westbound train, or you can just go eastbound, whatever you want to do. And I was like, I want to call someone and get a ride to work. So that's what I did, because it pays to have connections that will sometimes take you to work if you bribe them with coffee. So so I did that, and I made my plan, and I was like, okay, we're heading back east, it sucks, but I'll still get to work, at a regular-ish time, and it'll be fine, right? So, like, the stop before my stop, some crazy guy gets on the train. And this is what makes my morning it's just cherry that glistens on top of the shit Sunday that was my morning. This guy comes on, and he starts screaming. Like, he comes into the train, and he walks down towards my end, and he starts screaming, you think it's funny to make me wait? You think it's funny to make me wait? And I'm like, okay, dude, we're all unhappy about the train situation. You at least are going in the right direction. I am going back east, yo, and I needed to go west. So calm your shit. But then it turns out he was not screaming about our train. He was not. He starts screaming, I need sex, like really loud. I need sex, give it to me. I need sex, give me pussy. And I was like, what is happening on my train right now? And he turned around, thank God, and walked towards the other end. And he keeps screaming the whole time. And then, like, after screaming like a maniac about how he needs sex and it's owed to him and people shouldn't make him wait, he, like, has a, breakdown and almost starts sobbing in Spanish about how he should be entitled to this girl's pussy and how she's a terrible bitch. And I'm like, well, at least you're not screaming profanities. Now you're having like a sob fest because I guess the girl you're totally into was like, no thanks. Like, seriously. And he was not old. He was like college age. He got picked up at the college, so he looked like early 20s, walking down the train, screaming about needing pussy. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Could my day get any worse? And then somebody and him had an altercation about how he should shut up because, nobody wants to hear that on the train in the morning. P.S. is like at 6:30 in the morning, somebody screaming about their needs. And they almost had a fight, but thankfully it was my time to get off the train, so I just scooted on out while they were having their come at me bro moment, and got into the car and headed down to work, where I was then informed that my stock has dropped below 50 a share. So yeah, my day could get a little worse, and I'm sure something else will happen, but that's life. Sometimes your train is stopped by a car accident, and then some crazy guy with entitlement issues screams about how nobody's fucking him on your train, and then your stock drops significantly. I would like to remind people who do not know that my stock was above 80 at the beginning of the year, and now it's below 50. I just, I'm gonna work now, and hopefully that will help my company regain some of the money they've lost me.